A chain is 7 7/75 meters long. Two pieces that are each 2 113 thousandths are cut off. How long is the remaining chain? So in this question, I first have to ask you, is there something happening in this problem? Yes or no? Is something happening in this problem?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, what is it that we have in this problem, Peyton?
Well, we have 7 and
Stop. Right there. So you're trying to tell me some numbers, and really, I don't want to know any numbers. I just want to know just an overall, what's happening? What do you have? What's happening?
Well, you have two
Okay. Again, we're using numbers. I don't want any numbers. So I'm going to read that again, and I want you to tell me what's happening in the problem, but you can't use any numbers. Here we go. A chain is 7 7/75 meters long. Two pieces that are each 2 113 thousandths meters are cut off. How long is the remaining chain? Okay, so what is happening in this problem? John B.
We're trying to find the difference of the chain that's cut off.
Oh, so we're trying to find out the difference when the chain has been cut. How many times has the chain been cut? Twice. Very nice. So we have, basically, boys and girls, we have a chain. It's been cut twice, and we want to know what is remaining, right? That's like the overall picture. Since we know the overall picture, now we can go back and we can make our window pane. Anytime we have something happening, we want to do a window pane. If we have people and they're doing something, we want to do a window pane. We won't do a window pane on every problem in 5th grade, but we'll do it on story problems where there's something happening. So when I go back to my question and it says, how long is the remaining chain, in my analyze box, this first box right here, basically what I want to do is I want to answer my question. I want to turn that question around and answer it. So I could say, the remaining chain is blank meters. And I'm going to put an M for meters. Now, in order to figure that out, I'm going to need to make a plan. So the plan box is right here. And in order to make a plan to find out how much is remaining, I'm probably going to need some numbers. So I'm going to start off by building my chain. Oh, and look, it looks like a unit bar. Do we know the length of the chain? Do we know the length of the chain? Jackson. The whole length of the chain is 7 7/75 meters. Now you guys told me that something happened to this chain. What happened to this chain again? Pretty. It was cut 2 times. There's the first time, there's the second time. The first time it was cut 2 113 thousandths. The second time it was cut the exact same. These two amounts are equal. Now we haven't talked about multiplication yet. So when I think about equal, I'm going to think about something happening twice. And in order for something to happen twice, I'm probably going to need to add it 2 times. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
The next thing I want to think through is, if I have the part that's cut off and I have the total amount of the length and I want to find out what is remaining, what action will I be using? The first thought that comes to my head is the amount of the chain length, 7 7/75, the same as this amount? Are these equal or unequal amounts? Elliot? They are unequal. I'm going to write that down. They're unequal. And ultimately, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to subtract to figure that out. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to make a quick estimate. If I start with something that's about 7 and 7/500ths, is that closer to 7 or on its way to 8? It's on its way to 8. And I cut some off. The amount that I cut off, is it closer to 2 or on its way to 3? 2. And I cut it again. About how much of this chain is left? Anaya? 4. There's my quick and easy estimate. So there's a couple of ways I could solve this problem. Somebody tell me one way you would go about finding the answer to what is remaining. What would you do? What would you do, Peyton?
I would add 113 with the other one.
Adding, okay. Then what? You don't know? Okay. Jackson?
Once I got the answer, 7.
Okay. So I guess what you're saying is first this, then that, right? Okay. Is that the only way we can find the answer? Anybody else got another plan? Julius?
You said minus 7.75 times 2 and 113,000. And then once you find the answer for that, you can minus the answer for that. 2 and 113,000.
So we would have that number minus 2 and 113 thousandths. So you're subtracting that amount twice. Okay, I want you to solve. You have 2 minutes. Solve it. See what you get. You get to pick which one you want. Either you want to do this method or you want to do that method. I don't care. Just, you have 2 minutes. Find you an answer. Now that you've had the opportunity to solve, let's see if we agree. I get 622.4. I'm going to put that right over here. I'm going to fill in with my 0. I'm going to do a little regrouping, so I have to borrow from next door and bring over 10 thousandths. 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 7 minus 2 is 5. And 7 minus 4 is 3. Do we agree that this is the answer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter if you did it the first method or even if you did it the second way, you would end up getting the same answer as I prove that to you right now. 6, 3, 7, 4, 2, 5, 3. Same work, right? Okay. What questions can I answer for you? Any questions? Yeah.